Hey guys, today we're looking at my red One Punch Man deck that I was able to get first place in the One Punch rare battles and first place at locals. Really like this deck. We are playing some of the Speedo Sonic cards just because they add a lot of great utility. And we have a lot of good 2/3s in that deck that are really helpful, especially for the early game and filtering. But overall, this is still playing some of the best Garou red cards that honestly are just incredible and kind of have synergized with a little bit of the Speedo Sonic cards. Alright, so we're playing for Garou. First off, we just need to be playing some more raid names. It has a good active trigger, and it's a 0-2, which is fantastic, and actually is really relevant, not being 15k power or 1.5k power. Really good. And then next we're playing for Boris. Boris is fantastic because it has an active trigger, and then it draws, discards one. Of course, in this deck, it's fantastic. There's not a lot of good low-cost cards that have a good effect and also have a good trigger, so this definitely makes the cut very easily for us. And then we're playing 3 Euro. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but we're saying that for now. No trigger, but it's a 0-2, and basically on play top check, which is really fantastic for being able to filter cards that we don't need, but more importantly, filling up our drop, of course. Now, we don't want to play in a way that we are like absolutely trying to get the 15 as soon as possible, but this is a great 0 drop that can already help with the 0 drops we're playing already, and it's just for utility. And then 1 Tareo. Basically, we're not using this all the time, so I like having utility of just having it sometimes. We usually don't want to get rid of it, but it's obviously amazing when you get back a 6 drop later in the game. This is something that I usually don't resolve until later in the game, so we only play 1, and sometimes we don't use it at all. I like the 1-up, but it can definitely be 2 as well. And then we're playing 4 Phoenix Man. This is going to be great for searching our Garous and, of course, filling our drop. It's honestly so nice. Sometimes you just look at a card, drop it, and it's perfectly fine. And of course, it has a good trigger. That is something that we do want to play, so we're playing 4 of that. So for consistency and filling up our drop. And then we're playing 4 Garou color trigger. This obviously mills 2 and it's a 2/3. This is going to be really freaking helpful for like the early game. Being able to play this in the front line as a 3k or energy, of course, is just really nice. This is going to be blocking up a lot of early game pressure and of course filling up our drop, which is really nice. Alright, next for the 2s, the last 2 we were playing is 2 Speedo Sonic. The reason we are playing Speedo Sonic as the 2 of in their 2 spot is so 2 is a good point where we still have lower energy cost that we're able to play earlier in the game to defend or press aggressively. And on play, draws 1, discards 1 while being a 3k. Honestly fantastic. Later in the game, if you can set this up early, there'll be a point where you have so many cards in your drop that you're already past the 15. You'll have like 18, 19, 20 times, or sometimes you could have even more, where you'll be able to resolve the second effect, and now this is a 4k body that you had set up earlier in the game. Move up, put some guards in the back row, so if you get hit with the light trigger, you can grade on them. So it's just really fantastic if you set this up early. Really good pressure, really good consistency. Honestly, overall does everything you want this deck to do. If only it had a trigger, though. If it had a trigger, that'd be fantastic. I'd be playing 4 if it had a trigger. But then we're playing 2 Speedo Sonics of the 3 cost. We're playing this one because it has step and 2 energy. This is really nice because it's a 3/3. So 3k power is a really good point where it's able to defend against a lot of things. The step is fantastic. And of course, being 2 energy is fantastic and something we really need in this deck. We need a certain amount of 2 energies to drop our 6ks. Really nice. And it feels really good to play this, especially if you're going having to go second against aggressive decks, playing this in the front line. So next turn you can move it back and then have that energy, and you just kind of have that insurance. Is really nice. And then we're playing 4 Garou 3 drop, the one that pops. Fantastic card. Won't be going over that. I think everyone knows how amazing this card is. Double energy, name, pop, fantastic. We're playing 3 Garous of our 4Ks on your turn that has 2 energy. Doesn't have a trigger, which is very unfortunate, but still an amazing card. This could go from 2 to 4. I kind of always go back from 2 to 4 in this card. 2, 3, and 4. So this might be some wiggle room. Still a really fantastic card, but just doesn't advance your game state enough sometimes. But still being a 2 energy by itself and a name is enough to carry it, I feel like. And then we're playing 4 Garou with 4 drop. This is like one of the best cards in the whole deck, I feel like. So many times when you get set up multiple, you feel protected with the nullified impact, especially against like green or something. But being able to do damage too on your opponent with multiple of these, this is kind of like Lancelot, where you're kind of just forcing them to block, and it's just incredible value. And of course, setting this up early in the early game, where you can just mill every single turn, really starts helping you get to 15 even faster, and still being a great body that overall does everything you needed to do. And then we're playing 4 of the 6 cost 6 cards is obviously amazing and the heart of this deck. Being able to drop multiple, and if you keep multiple of this card on for a couple turns, it just keeps adding up and stacking up so well. So definitely what we want to work towards. And then we're playing 2 Monster Association. A Monster Association is great, of course, because we're able to mill one. I found like sometimes that I was seeing these, it was not something that I wanted, so we cut back on it. We were playing 4 at first, but I felt like so many times I'd see this in the later game, and it would just be like, if this was just a body, just like a Garou name, or a body, just be able to swing, it just would have been better. So we cut down 2. Of course, this card's still incredible. We could sidelight add to top deck one of our Garous, but that doesn't happen as often, so 2 I feel like is a good number, and I think I'm pretty happy with that, but you can change that if you'd like, which is still understandable. And then, of course, just 4 monster cells and 4 of our special to protect our Garou. But yeah, guys, that was the profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in seeing the finals for this deck against what I played against Yellow, I'll link it in the description or the comments somewhere down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.